Kezia, Gill.
I'm getting to that. I think I'm getting to that level of comfort with you now as a friend where I feel like I just fall asleep in front of you.
And I'm Jade, Helliwell.
I've hit the jackpot when I find a full body examination.
And you're listening to Do You Know Any Oasis? A podcast about two women trying to make an independent career in the music industry.
I know you write your own songs and everything, love, and they're good and everything, but do you know any Oasis?
Welcome back.
Episode 5, baby.
We're ploughing through them, aren't we?
I'm having fun. You enjoying it?
I am actually. Yeah. I think the initial anxiety of, are we going to run out of things to say?
Soon went.
When I realised it was me and you.
It turned into, I were going to know when to shut up.
True story. But we've seen loads of each other lately,
I know,
haven't we?
yeah. I reckon a couple times per month. Especially this month. We've been away
I
past
feel like
2
I've
weeks.
seen you every weekend. I'm not going to lie.
Sick of it, yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Sounds like you're complaining.
I'm getting to that. I think I'm getting to that level of comfort with you now as a friend where I feel like I could just fall asleep in front of you.
Yeah, well, I did. I think we'll have a little catch up what we've been up to, but one of the things, the reason we've seen each other, we've been on a hen do this last weekend. And listen, I'm one of them people, if I'm tired, I'm fucking tired, I'm going to sleep. Like, sleep is imminent. So, in my defence, we were laying in bed ready to go to sleep, and Amelia came up for a chat, and she was sat on end at bed talking to us, and I just, you know when you're asleep but you're aware you're being watched. I flicked my eyes open, I'd nodded off, and they were both just looking at me like...
both went, you just full on fell asleep in the middle of our conversation.
I do it all the time. Jess once gave me a lift home, and Luke picked me up from services where she was dropping me, and he was like, she'd been asleep all the way. She's like, no, it's been weird. She's like, being awake, but then she'd not finish her set. She'd be like, yeah, no, I just... It's like, is it narcolepsy where you fall asleep?
I was on a Zoom call yesterday, and I'm not kidding. If I'd have had matchsticks, I would have put them in my eyeballs.
Really?
You know, because it's a lot, isn't it? Just sat staring at the screen, and I'd put the little heater on so it was warm in the office, nice warm. Got my comfy trousers on, and I sat, and I just thought I could properly fall asleep.
Yeah, I love a nap. I was waiting for Luke to make me tea last night. 8:30, I fell asleep on that sofa. Then. I don't know about you, like, I'm a grown woman, but I still feel like a naughty kid who's not allowed to nap, you know, if I fall asleep in there.
Well, you know what, this is really funny. My sisters have always said, like, Kez, we never know anyone that loves a nap as much as you. But, you know, like, back in the day when you were gigging, like, 4 or 5 nights a week, and you're out, and quite often you've got a long drive home, little nap before the gig.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? I mean, all the years I lived and worked in Lanzarote, I was effectively working nights. I'd start the show at 10 o'clock. We'd play till like 1, sometimes 2 in the morning if the audience was up for it. And then you have a drink after the show, you go home. And then I'd probably sleep until 11, go back to bed about 3. I've done my 4 hours. And then just have a little siesta. But it's okay in Spain because you can call it a siesta.
Yeah,
but
over
then
it's a nana nap, isn't it? It's not quite as sexy.
Not quite.
No.
But we're of an age.
That's it. I plan my naps. Like, if I'm in on my own, it's proper good napping. Because, like I say, I feel like if someone knows I'm napping, I've been caught out. Like, I feel like I deny it.
You feel like you've been caught napping.
I feel like, oh God, no, I'm not supposed to be having a nap. It's only 2 p.m. And I feel bad about it. So I try to deny it and keep myself awake. But if I'm on my own, you know, nap's going down, I get into bed. I'm a weirdo for ASMR as well.
Because that becomes a sleep.
Well, I set an alarm, so I'm like, max an hour for a nap. Max. But I'll get my little ASMR videos up. Luke calls it porn. It's not sexual.
It's like people painting and like pottering and things like that.
I'm well into the eye test, you know what I mean? Like someone's checking my eyes. Scalp examination.
Wow.
You know? I've hit the jackpot when I find a full body examination because they're checking your breathing. They're measuring my diaphragm, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's intense, but it's great to snooze to.
I can fall asleep anytime, any place. I am a good sleeper.
Same.
I feel like if I ever applied for a job and I needed a CV and it said, what are you good at? I'd say sleeping.
Napping.
Zoning out of a conversation.
Do you know when you go on your girls' holidays, those are the danger naps, aren't they? Because you're drunk. you've been
it happens every time, and you sit round the table like you're making a life-changing decision. Like,
are we
girls,
napping?
Are we napping? And it's got to be all in, or it's not. Oh, I'm going to nap. I'm going to stay drinking, because then the level is obliterated. It's, are we all napping?
Yeah,
or are we just changing and going back out?
Yeah, the worst ones I've done some girls' holidays where we've been to Vegas, LA. So you've got the time difference, jet lag, even with the booze and the sun. The napping were essential there, but like you say, it had to be who's in charge of the alarm, and we'd have to say like, "There's no fighting it." I'm saying once we're up, and we'd literally be cracking whip like in the shower, like proper plowing. And that first drink, you sat with grit in your eyes, like.
Well, we did well, didn't we? Because we went out with Jess Tristan and Demi Mariner, who are our fellow Girls' Night In girls, and we went out for Easter / Demi's birthday, and no one napped. I think we did very well.
We did do well. Although when I text Luke next day, he said, "No way, if you just woke up, you lazy bitch." It's about 9. I felt like it was fair enough. Been out all day.
Well, yeah,
it was a lot. It took it out on me.
We did put a fair bit away as well.
That's true. That's true. We had a jammers night.
We did.
We had a pub crawl. Well, we had a pub crawl, which the thing is,
it started as a pub crawl. Went to some
we
lovely
are
little
actually
pubs.
karaoke whores. So as much as we're like, oh no, I don't get up on karaoke. That's for no, not when you do it for a living. I'm out to enjoy. So give me 2 hours. I'm finding the nearest pub with karaoke. That's all it takes. So we were hunting, weren't we, for a karaoke bar.
Yeah.
We did that point. Let's find karaoke.
We need karaoke.
And she kept saying to us, Demi, like, you'll not find it round here. I said, trust me, if there's one thing I can do, it's find karaoke wherever I am. So I discovered a karaoke bar. I said, let's go. It wasn't what we expected.
It was not what it was like a themed après-ski bar, like a cabin, and it was very male heavy. Is that fair comment?
It was. I think everyone must have got added on entry because we were definitely 10 years older than everyone in there.
Oh, we brought the age way up.
Oh no!
And it was a situation where you just text in what song you want to do.
Yeah,
and
grab a mic from behind.
Yeah, and it's just on a revolver of requests. So yeah, it was. We immediately were like, right, no one's singing country here.
Well, if you remember, at one point I looked at you and I just went, it's off the table. Karaoke's a no-go. Enjoy your drink, sup up, we're leaving. We're not singing in this joint. We can't throw Whitney out in this joint.
It was all lads, wasn't it, singing Mr. Brightside
you got
and
Barry,
Sex on
21,
Fire.
shouting Arctic Monkeys down mic. He holds mic at head, upside down. I was like, this is too much testosterone. We are not singing Whitney. Demi came over with a tray of tequila rose.
I've put us in.
We're doing Shania like this, bitch. This bitch will be the demise of us.
The minute our names got called, performance mode.
We were ready. We were trying a 4-part harmony with 2 mics, pissed out his head.
Do people say to you, like, because I'm the same, I live for karaoke, whether I'm on a night out, if it's ever at a party, on holiday especially. But people say, oh, isn't that like the last thing you want to do? I'm like, no, because it's fun.
It's the last thing I want to do when I'm sober. When I've had a drink, I'm there for the Whitney moment. You know what I mean?
But
and you know what?
Because we sing for a living, people think that, oh, you know, why could you possibly want to perform? But it's like all the best parts of our job without any of the stress.
Exactly.
We've not had to go. We've not loaded in.
Yeah, no loading. I'm not having to suss up the stairs to get this geared in. No, I'm not fuming over that.
I've not had to submit my tech spec. Yeah. There's no set list.
I'm not looking at ticket sales on run up to it, wondering who's not getting picked.
You just put your name down on your little slip.
You're there. I love as well with karaoke. So I'm not saying that we don't get great reactions. The thing is, someone buys a ticket to my show, they're expecting the show. Like, that's why you bought a ticket.
Yeah.
So the response is great and they love the music, they know the music, and that's brilliant. But karaoke is a different ballpark because it's average punt and in corner.
And usually karaoke is a level, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you put your name in, DJ can't be arsed, he's already been there 4 hours, it'll throw you in. Next up, we got, and it'll set you going. And if he thinks you've got it, they'll piss off for a fag and leave you to it, won't they? Like, they're not even bothered. But I love it and the reaction. But then also the aftermath. You know, like this podcast is called Do You Know Any Oasis? Because of the questions you get asked all the time. And I love the karaoke. You always get an ex-pro come over and ask you, you a pro?
You must be a pro.
You're a pro. What did you get played in? I love this story.
So my go-to every time is Benidorm. some of the world's greatest karaoke is based in Benidorm. Me and my sisters have been going for years, and there's a bar called the Palladium, and it's actually next door to the infamous Black Chicken.
I actually see it often on Bargain Loving Brits in the Sun, which I watch every morning at 9.
It's quite the joint. It's quite the joint. And they have karaoke every day, 1 till 7. Cabaret in the evenings. It's dead cheap. It's like £1 for a bottle of Dorada. Happy days. But it's full of ex-pros.
Love it.
And great singers. You still get people that are just on holiday and want to have a laugh. But
so it's a show for afternoon, basically.
Yeah, and it's just... And the thing is that you'll put your slip in and you're waiting 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you think, right, we get there, we get a table, we get 3 or 4 slips in, get them in. And so I went, and I'm trying to remember what I sang. I think it was Dusty Springfield, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me.
Oh, bagger.
So I finished the big note, believe me, done, poof, places on their feet, standing ovation. I was like, this is my moment. I've done it.
I've made it.
Went back to my table, little sup on my Dorada beer. I'm happy. Got this tap on the shoulder. this guy's there, and he went, listen, we've not had a standing ovation in here since 2012, Sam Bailey. Listen, all respect to Sam Bailey, but I just thought I've had a legend moment here because to these people I've just walked in and just blown their minds.
Yeah.
I'm on holiday and I'm just doing a bit of karaoke, but he had to come over and tell me we've not had a stand.
Oh, I love it when you sing and there's another singer in. There's your friends then that come over.
Oh yeah.
Do you know Islands in the Stream? Do you fancy singing that with me? I'm like, put us in, Teddy.
Well, we were laughing, weren't we? Because we're like, there's stages of karaoke. See, the first stage is you get there, you look around, no way. No, I'm not singing in here. The mics are rubbish. Look, they're not even SM58s. Rubbish mic, no reverb. No, they won't have what I want. No. Couple of halves in. Well, let's go. Give us a book. Let's have a look. Give us the book. A4. Flicking through. Yeah, I might. What? And you're asking the people you're with, what do you think? Another half. Yeah, go on, put me Whitney in. Yeah. Greatest love, put that in. Then you sing your song. And then after that, then you start making karaoke friends.
Yes.
So like you said.
Duetting.
Alan's come over, Islands in the Streams, put that in. And then...
You're taking requests.
Yeah.
I bet you'll do a lovely job of Adele. Is there any chance you know?
It's me and my mate celebrating 25 years. Will you sing it? So now you've become the evening's entertainment. And then there's the final point at the end where there's only about 4 or 5 people left. There's no one else putting requests in now, so it's just you. You stay up there.
DJ asked you to close the night. And close of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, Jade's going to do us one more to see us all out.
What are you closing
Take it away. God.
Big finish.
It's going to be like Selena or Whitney, innit? It's got to be a big ballad. Do you remember when we were in Benner's? So Kezia and Lloyd took me and Luke to Benner's. First time ever.
We took their Benidorm virginity.
Honestly. I'm choking again.
Yeah, get a jammers, look. We're talking about drinking and we're dry. Come on. Yeah. Cheers.
To karaoke. To Benner's. So it took us to Benidorm and she says, I'll take you to the karaoke bar. Threw me into this place called Black Chicken. One man's just naked constantly. I said, where the fucking hell you brought me here? What in the holy hell is this joint?
We did go in a bit strong. I think it was a mistake.
Lloyd went, too deep. We're not even pissed. Like, what are you doing? We shouldn't have brought him here. Didn't take me to this famous Palladium, but took me to Black Chicken. So we went to another place, end at night, we're battered. I got up, I sang Celine Dion. I sang Whitney Houston, Run to You. Oh. Great song. And as I'm off, this woman introduced herself. Okay. She came up to me, she says, that you were just singing then. I said, yes. She went, I were upstairs in the toilet, I heard you. I've rushed down to see who it was. I says to my fella here, I said, she's coming for my job. I went, oh no, I'm on holiday. She went, sorry, nice to meet you. She pulled around, she went, I'm Celine Dion. She went, on Mondays to Thursdays. She hasn't actually told me a name. She's told me who she impersonates. I was like, that is brilliant. She was like, you should come. And then if you remember, me and you went to watch her.
We did. She was
left lads.
She was quite good.
Celine did a good job, yeah.
Yeah. where the sticking point was that she also did a Whitney Houston tribute, and I was like, that's two very different ladies that you're taking off. But yeah, I think that there's something about karaoke, and I say it's great fun whoever you're with, but when you're with fellow singers,
oh yeah,
I mean, there was some songs got thrown Easter weekend, weren't there? Me, you, Jess and Debbie.
Well, as we'd had a bad experience on the Monday we decided, screw this, let's hire a private karaoke booth and sing to us arts content. There were some bangers going on in there.
Well, we hired it for 2 hours, didn't we?
Yeah,
and it's just us in there. But I feel like we sang about 3 songs. It went so quickly.
It did go quickly. And we were like just giving each other a little show, like we'd take it in turns and we'd all gather in corner, sit little stars in his eyes, clapping at each other.
I love watching the videos back because we were all just rooting for each other.
Yeah.
Like the one that what's the song you sing? The big high note.
All by myself.
All by myself.
Can't beat Celine.
And me, Jess and Demi are in tears in the corner. We're like, when you do the big anymore, we're like, I love her. She does it every time.
It was so funny. And we tried to find loads of stuff, but it was a weird place in it, like the system. Like they didn't have half at songs and stuff.
No.
But then they'd just like, I'd be like, oh, so-and-so, Celine, oh, they ain't got that one. Oh, I've got to see if they've got that Miley Cyrus. Oh, they ain't got that one. See if they've got something. Katy Perry, oh, they ain't got one. And then randomly it'd be like, Tammy Wynette.
Samantha Mumba.
Like, why? Yes, Samantha. Why have you got this?
But we made it work.
We had a great time.
But we were saying we really wanted to talk about it on here because we feel like we've talked a lot about like the hard side of music, but karaoke is an absolute, when you can sing,
fun.
Karaoke is a fun little moment, isn't it?
Love a bit of karaoke.
And like you were saying, when you go to do a show, people are expecting a level and they're expecting you to perform. And there's always the surprise element. The first song you put in at karaoke, you think, whole new audience, whole new room of fans.
We once went on holiday, me and Luke, and we went to Portugal in November after his mum and dad told us it were red hot and lied. So we got there, we were freezing, but you know when you won't accept it's cold, so we were still laying by the pool but underneath towels. Like,
trying to make it a holiday.
We will not be defeated. And we went out to this karaoke place. Like I said, it was freezing, so they give out blankets as you arrived. This little bar with karaoke, and we sat outside under his blanket. And it was that quiet and that cold that it just like, you say your name and it just bring mic to you. So you just have one arm under blanket, other one holding your mic. Singing away. And there was this couple outside of us with a little girl and she was absolutely adorable. And she was singing all show tunes. Because we'd had a few, I was crying. She's going to be a star. She's going to be a star. Luke like, I'm going to text my mate. I'm going to text my friend. But we would have, you're brilliant. You're fantastic. Never give up. Give it chat to mum and dad. Always support her dreams. And I walked away. Next day I went, why did we turn into everyone else at karaoke just chatting shit? I'm like, why were that us last night? We stumbled up road. I'm like, we can't show us faces there again. We took it too far last night.
Too far.
We thought we were fucking Britain's Got Talent judges. My mum's going to be so mad at me for swearing on this. That's the third time I've F-bombed.
Is it? I didn't even notice. I'm so used to it. Sorry, Mum.
I'm going to need an explicit badge on this podcast.
Do you think your mum will listen to this?
Yeah. She's already asked me. I said the other day, I'm recording a podcast. She went, where can I hear it? I went, well, it's not out yet. She went, will you send me? I was like, well, it's not. Mum hasn't even recorded the thing yet. But I can't listen to it yet, can you?
I'll say to Mum, have you pre-saved me a new single? She's like, how do I do that then? Says, it's just like, just click the link and take it to Spotify. What's that then? And I'm like, right, let's take it right back. Where's your iPad? What's that then? No, Mum, that's the remote. Bless her. No, she's good. But we have to kind of set her up with everything. Yeah. So I'll be like, right, I've set it up. It's there on your home screen. Yeah. Big green one that says Spotify.
Click it.
Click it.
Enjoy. Best thing my mum did was buy an Alexa. Ooh. Easy. She just asks it to play me. And there I am. She can dance in the kitchen to it. She argues with it though. Problem with an Alexa in Yorkshire is you don't understand his accent.
Alexa. Did you say the A?
Alexa, yeah, I try put on, I'm like, Alexa, please will you play?
See, we've got Google in ours. And what's really funny is my husband Lloyd is originally from down south. Did you just pour wine
covered in wine. Covered in it. See his glasses.
He's originally from down south, so he kind of goes, okay, Google. And that's now how I talk to it. I can't just go, okay, Google. Yeah. Okay, Google.
Putting on your accent to get to play.
Little EastEnders. Okay, Google. But no, it's great. How lazy have we become as well with technology? So it's been wicked lately. We've had a lot of fun stuff, but I've got to bring it back. There's been a lot of stress.
Oh, lot of stress.
We've both I think this is why it's been so nice that we've spent a lot of time together, but I feel like literally all we've done is just deflate with each other.
Yeah.
Because it's like whoever's the least stressed out that day will just look after the other one. But because we've got stuff coming up, haven't we? And we're trying to plan things.
Behind the scenes planning.
Yeah. And even though we still at this point can't talk about too much, but what we did want to talk about with this being like a behind the scenes style podcast is how it's affected us and some of the stuff that goes into the planning. Because a lot of the time you'll just be like scrolling through Facebook and you'll see a glossy poster and it's like new show announced or new music coming and you go, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But what you don't appreciate is that I've cried
the
for
mental
6
breakdown.
weeks. And I often wonder, do you reckon artists at a high level get that? Or do you reckon it's because we are literally doing everything?
I think they do, but for different reasoning. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they get like the stress of them knowing everything is going on, but they're not really that involved in that process. Do you know what I mean? And I guess for them, it's more the stress of like the labels on the back and like this has got to be a sellout.
It must be so nice to just get an email and say, hi, so yeah, this is the tour. This is when it goes on sale. These are the assets. Off you go.
Off you get.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like I say, it is very stressful. Like from the first of the idea, even just like getting dates to link together. Is the band all free for that entire block?
I know.
Never a yes from the off. It's always someone has to move something. It's never a case of everyone goes, yep.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, like with the bands that you and I use, like the what we would call session players. So they're not exclusive. It's not the Jade Helliwell band. They're kind of a great team of players and it's a pool of players that you can choose from. So if one of the bass players isn't free, you can go to another. But when you are a session player, you'll usually have a few artists that you work with. So it's getting them when they're free. Yeah. And you just need to hope to God that no artist has got them before you.
And like also like obviously when you say we're putting a tour on, because we're good friends, we do talk to each other. We kind of know when the other person's looking to tour so we can avoid that. Yeah. But you don't speak to every artist, so you can plan and plan and plan. Like, right, we're announcing it. Little do you know, somewhere else in the country behind the scenes, someone else is planning that exact same week as you.
I know. And you know what? It literally happened to me this week. So I've announced a big show, which is coming up in June. And I've found out in literally not 5 miles down the road, huge country Americana artist is playing. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this show just got a lot harder to sell.
It's so hard. But the thing is, like, so going back years ago when I was first getting into country, like 2015, there wasn't much going on. Like, there was the odd thing, like I say, I hounded W21 to get onto their stuff because that seemed like that was the only UK country stuff going on. But now we've got so many artists, which is a great thing. We've got so many artists, so many festivals and events happening, and so many artists from America and stuff that want to come, and all these Australia, Canada that want to visit and tour in the UK. So as a fan, it's brilliant. Yeah. As an artist trying to book a tour, there is never the perfect month.
No. And you know what? I don't know about you, but I think it was last year and we're in the audience and we're watching C2C and it felt like every single artist was like, and we're coming back in the autumn. We're coming back in the autumn. And I'm sat there thinking, oh, that's when I want to tour. So I was like, I'm not going to go up against these people, but you know, you just have to make it work. But it's just, I think the whole thing is stressful because for me, I suffer from something called imposter syndrome. Yeah. And I will admit, this is self-diagnosed. I've not, I've Googled it, but I show a lot of the signs that I suffer from this. And it's the feeling, and I've had it my whole life. It's feeling like no one's going to come to your party. Yeah. If, no one's going to come. If I'd like say, I'm having a barbecue, I'm worried that my mum and dad aren't going to come. Or, do you know what I mean? Like my next door neighbours.
Bought too many skewers and sausages.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. I prep and prep and prep for something, but then I have this overwhelming fear that no one's going to come. Yeah. And it's that same, which I talked about in a previous podcast, talking about, am I going to be good enough? Am I enough? Am I going to let everyone down? And even if it rains, is that going to be my fault? You know? And I think with putting something like a tour on, I am literally like wrought with anxiety. Are people going to buy tickets? And even in the past, I've sold out shows quite quickly.
Yeah.
But that means nothing.
Yeah,
because it's a new show.
I'm comfortable.
No,
Yeah.
and
Like,
it's something I struggle with massively.
Yeah. I feel like there's no, like I say, there's no way to fix it. Like, even going, I sold out. You're not going, piss.
If you've got any tips, please let me know. I tell you what, I got a great tip from my lovely manager, Donna. And she said, if you write things down in the moment when you're most anxious about it, and then following the event, usually when it's been a success or it's sold out or you've come off stage and you're buzzing, go back and you almost have a conversation with that Kezia in her worst, and as Kezia in her best, you can say, see what we were worried about, and there's no more powerful way of saying that to yourself. So I've started journaling. I bought a beautiful little green book that says believe in yourself.
I'm all here for the stationery.
I love a bit of stationery.
I've got notepads coming out of my ears.
So I'm journaling now, and over the next few months, I've got so much stuff coming up, and I'm kind of like drip feeding it to where I don't want like to just barrage people with information, but I'm drip feeding over the next 3-4 months, singles, music, tours, shows, collaborations. And I mean, what's funny, we're recording this now. Nobody knows about it. So this itself will be an announcement.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, again, really exciting. But I'm sat here thinking, is anyone going to listen? Is anyone going to subscribe?
Tune in? Well, my mum will, so we've got that one down.
Hiya, Donna.
It is a massive thing. I remember when we put the Girls' Night In tour on. If you remember, we announced it. And the day before we knew we were announcing, Kelsey Ballerini announced tour.
Yeah.
And we were obviously like, I wanted to go to that. Busy now. But also, like, people are like, why have you done that? So I was like, we ain't got Kelsey's team on phone telling us, hey, girls, I know you're booking a tour, but Kelsey's coming over then. But we actually ended up playing Manchester the same night.
Yeah.
The anxiety in that group chat.
Well, we were at a point, weren't we, where we're like, let's just pull it.
Yeah,
let's pull it.
We pull it.
We can't go up against
that,
Kelsey.
Like, what we're going to do? And we're like, no, it'll be fine. Sold out within the day.
Yeah.
So I could have sold it again.
I was going to say, Manchester was one of the dates that we technically could have sold twice.
And we tried so hard, if you remember, to add another date, but the venue didn't have availability. And then we tried to find another venue, but then they would like, no, it just had to be like a random date like later on. So we're like, it's what it is, we'll keep it as is. But I think that's, like you said, that's proof of like, you get so anxious and worked up, but things just work out in the end.
Yeah, I wish I could learn from it. But I think this is the thing with imposter syndrome. I think it's a feeling I have every time.
Yeah.
And even though my rational brain can say, look, you'll be fine. You've sold tickets before. Everyone's not just going to suddenly wake up and go, nah, we've had enough now.
Yeah.
But as well, part of trying to grow and develop as an artist, you're booking bigger venues, you're taking bigger financial risks, because with every venue, whether there's a promoter or not, there is that financial risk.
Yeah.
And you all have to agree together who's going to take the risk, how big the risk is going to be. And you all go into that knowing full well. I suppose it's the same as when we make music. We could sit down and say, right, it's going to cost £10,000 to put this EP together. In the small slither of hope that you may sell some, you may get some streaming royalties, you may get some PRS royalties, but realistically, it's going to be a very, very long time until you even see that 10 grand, let alone a profit.
Yeah.
So it's the risk, isn't it? And it all adds to the bloody stress.
It's a very stressful life, isn't it? I swear to God. I've eczema all over my body, stress, eczema. And then I think I discussed this, but I tick when I'm stressed.
Well, it's interesting because as we're filming this, the Lewis Capaldi documentary has just landed on Netflix.
Tammy said to me, she's like, I'm going to start calling you Lewis Capaldi. I said, listen.
I think that's shone, much like we're trying to do, that has shone a big light on actually what goes on and what a lot of artists go through. I mean, you would think someone like Lewis Capaldi, it's just a walk in the park.
Yeah.
He's churning out hits left, right, but
everything.
the bigger it gets, the bigger the pressure gets.
I do think, like you said, thinking people come, that is one of my biggest things. I think, do people wake up and think, I'm not really into that anymore. I've seen that show. Yeah. I've heard her songs. Like,
that's it.
I'm not going to buy a ticket because I've already seen her play before. So I'm not bothered. But then I think, in reality, I've lost count of how many times I've seen Taylor Swift and I'm gagging for her to announce some UK dates. So I don't do that with artists I like. So why do I assume that people would do that to me? But I do. It is a big fear, I think, that you think people are going to wake up one day and think, bored of her.
Yeah, I worry about that all the time.
Yeah.
And I worry that if I bring out a song that's maybe slightly rockier or the other way, slightly more folky, people that like the other side of my music will go, oh, she's changed, I'm not having it, delete. Whereas then they might just say, I'm not a fan of that song. Like there's artists I love and I'll skip a certain song on an album, or I'll be like, I wasn't a fan of that era. Do you know what I mean? I mean, a classic example, someone like Zach Brown Band, like they got a lot of flack for their previous EP. But then, like, you know, they've come back with a great album, just did an amazing killer set at C2C. Yeah, I remember reading some horrible comments.
Oh, really?
Was it the Owl album?
I'm not big up on my knowledge of Zach Brown Band, if I'm honest.
I can't remember the name, but I know it had Owl in the title. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, people weren't sure about it. And I just think then they came back and it's like, oh no, it doesn't make me love Zach Brown Band any less.
You just didn't like... Well, like I say, I'm saying something out of turn me. I love Taylor.
Go on.
I'm not keen on her last album.
Are you not?
Don't listen to it that much, no. I'm not I don't dislike it, but it's my least favourite of all her albums. But I know some people like it's the best thing she's ever done. Yeah. Yeah, it's mad. So people could, you know, take what they want, but...
I think it's just proof as well. Like, I just think she could probably bring out 2 or 3 albums that you're not mad on.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're not going to download a new album.
That's it. Like, even a Folklore and Evermore stuff, I wasn't like, oh my God, I love this, because I love, like, the Fearless era, Speak Now era, Taylor Swift. But I still love everything. And I've loved, like, Reputation, and I did really like the Lover album, but the Folklore, the ones she brought out in lockdown, I love them, but for different reasons. Like, I call it like bath music, do you know what I mean?
I was just going to say,
glass of wine,
when she
bubble
brought
bath.
Folklore out, and I'd not listened to it yet, and you were like, listen to it in the bath. I was like, that's a very strange suggestion.
Did you get it,
I
don't
did.
you? Same with Demi's album as well. Like, I bullied Demi so much to hear the music that she ended up sending me a private link because it's not out yet. I was like, I need that music in my life. Like, I'm singing it, but I don't know the words properly. Yeah. Because I'm going off when I've seen you play it live, so if I could please learn the words, thank you. She's like, fine, here, have a link. So she sent me it, and I was getting it in baths, same. I was laid in there for ages listening. I thought, whoa, what a set of songs.
That's it. I mean, I'm at the point now where my album's kind of being finished.
Yeah.
And
I'll have it for bath, thank you. I'll have a private
I'll
link.
submit the link. And I feel like I know these songs not only so well because I wrote them.
Yeah.
I mean, I co-wrote 2 of the tracks, lyrics wise, and 2 of the songs are co-written words and music. So I put lyrics to the music, but the rest is all me.
Yeah.
And I like know these songs inside out. I've been very hands-on with the production and everything. So I feel like I know them to death now.
Yeah.
And it's just mad to think that it's brand new music.
Yeah.
And like the world doesn't know about it yet, and I do. And it's exciting. I think this little bit right before, it's still stressful because again, the imposter in me is thinking, well, who's going to buy it? No one's going to want to play it.
I will.
You know what I mean? People don't listen to independent artists. No one's going to want to care. But I have to you got to keep the faith.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, I'll just cry in the bath.
It's the best place to cry, I'm telling you. I do all my crying in bath.
It's very cathartic. But to lift the mood slightly, we've talked a lot about the hardships. Let's talk about the good stuff. Talk to me about your dream gig.
Oh shit, right.
What a start.
Well, I feel like I've got several because I'm greedy. I would love to play the Ryman, like full band.
The original Ryman in Nashville.
The Ryman auditorium, the one like on Broadway.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love church
and obviously
feel.
everyone loves the opera, but then I'm thinking like it's the thing of the circle in it. Obviously I'd love to play the opera, but I would love to do like a band show because I've been to shows there that aren't country music as well.
Yeah.
It's a great vibe.
Well, the Ryman is the original opera, isn't it?
Yes.
So you'd be two birds, one stone.
There you go. And I mean, technically I have sang at the opera. I don't know if you know this.
Let me swallow my jam shed. Hang on. Circle in. Come on, buckle up.
Hang on, trying to do serious now. Hang on. Whew. So I went on holiday.
I know what's coming. You did a tour, didn't you?
I did the tour, and they said, hey, if anyone would like to sing in the circle. And my mate Emily, because she's the biggest height woman, was like, she'll do it, she sings. I was like, bitch. So I'm on spot, but I'm studied circle to an empty opera. Bit crazy, Patsy Cline. Got a clap front cleaner at back, mopping floor.
Tomorrow.
And I was like, technically I can say I've played the opera. And Luke's like, never tell anybody that.
Well, to be fair, I did the same thing, but worse than you. I did the Sun Studio tour in Memphis and stood in the room where the $1 Million Quartet recorded.
Yeah.
So it's the old 1950s style microphone, stood in the very room where Elvis Presley recorded, you know, and was going to sing and bottled it.
Oh, no.
Because the thing that I didn't realise, there was no like moment to sing.
Yeah.
You just took a minute to have a photo with the mic and stand in the spot where Elvis recorded.
I'd done that tour, but I can't remember. Remember the piano?
Yeah, so you got the piano. It's the room, and it's got studding on the walls. It's got lots of little holes in it.
Yes.
And I say the $1 Million Quartet, and so Jerry Lee Lewis was sat at the piano. It's that iconic photo of them all, and it was what's the God? What is that Elvis song? The first one he sings. I can't think of it. I've gone blank.
It'll be lovely this Christmas.
Our survey said
That's
Not
Elvis.
Elvis, is it? Who's that? I'm not big on Elvis, can you tell? Wait, he sings, you ain't nothing but a house.
He sings that one. It's the All Right Mama. It's All Right Mama. So that's one of the first songs he recorded on the Sunday. I'm sure It'll Be Lonely This Christmas was like Mud or something. I'm sure it was.
Well, they sound like Elvis.
You're thinking of Oh, have a blue Christmas.
Have you noticed from above doing Elvis voice, we're doing
Let's
Elvis
come
lip?
out. You can actually do the Elvis lip though. But stood in the spot and had the photo, and it was very much like next one, and there was no big moment to sing. So Lloyd just looked at me like, why didn't you just start singing? I was like, because that would be weird. And he was like, nah, these Americans would have loved it. And I was like, no, I couldn't.
Yeah.
But it was still amazing to be in that room.
Yeah.
So I get the rhyme. So you're at the Ryman. What does the show look like? Is it a solo show? Have you got full band?
It's full band, big production. But equally then I'd like to do like, obviously everyone dreams of Glastonbury.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone dreams of Glastonbury.
Yeah.
With full band.
Yeah.
The lights.
Pyramid.
Pyramid. Oh, yeah.
I don't, knowing how we've spoken, I don't believe either of us could deal with the pressure.
Imagine.
I mean, you were having Reiki before Buckle and Boots. What level
Christ.
of therapy would you need
Bring me
before?
on in a coffin. But then like stripped back like writers round. Like I'd obviously love to do a proper writers round at the Bluebird.
Yeah.
Like, you know, sit in a circle on the floor.
Yeah, see, I'm very fortunate. I was invited to do a round at the Bluebird. And again, it was the amazing Buckle and Boots that sort of did a UK takeover, and they hosted the evening. And that was super iconic. But what I always find with things that you aspire to and dream of, when you actually get to tick that box and then you walk off stage, it's just like, I've just done that.
Yeah.
Something I've dreamed of my whole life. Like I've wanted to play the Bluebird my whole life.
Yeah.
And then when Nashville, the TV series came out, it just heightened it massively.
Yeah.
And then I did the gig, but it's a small room in a little precinct block of shops in outer Nashville. It's not even in town. It's just outside of Nashville. And it's but all the time you're thinking of how incredible this place is. The people Garth Brooks got picked up there. Taylor Swift got, started. And you just think, I cannot believe I'm sitting on this stage doing this.
Yeah.
But then you have that moment, but then you look around and there's maybe 30, 40 people. And you think, it's just a great little gig. It's just a lovely, intimate gig. Pin drop quiet, which is just beautiful. But I think if you're gonna dream about something, you've got to go all the way to the top. For me, it was always Glastonbury.
Yeah, that's your dream gig.
Yeah,
still your dream gig.
Still my dream gig.
It'll happen, baby. I see it now.
I mean, I love the idea of manifesting and thinking, if I sit, if I dream it, if I say it. But I've been dreaming I would play Glastonbury since I was about 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I get to a point now at 35 and I'm thinking, I need to hurry the fuck up. Because
you might blow up and come back for a legend spot.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Because that's a Sunday afternoon, early doors. Oh, get me a legend set. What I'd love to do is at peak, maybe have like a big number one hit wonder, piss off for 30 years, and I'll come back for the legend set.
Well, it's like that Olivia Rodrigo, is that her name?
Yes.
She brought on Lily Allen, didn't she?
Did she?
Glastonbury. Sure, it was Glastonbury. She brought her on to play. Well, I'm saying I can't say it. I've definitely dropped it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
She brought her on for that. It was like some political movement, but I wasn't here for it because I loved Lily Allen.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
She's gone into acting now.
After that new programme, I haven't watched it yet, but I saw her doing an interview and I didn't realise it was Lily Allen. She looks well different.
But the thing is, this thing, Lily Allen was so young when she kind of like hit on the scene. But she kind of had like a big moment and then went quiet for a bit. And I just feel like I'm running out of time. I have no time to be quiet. I'm getting old now.
Yeah,
I've got to stay loud a lot.
Same. I feel you. You feel bad enough when you piss off for a 2-week holiday, don't you? Come back, you're like, everyone thinks I'm dead.
I know. Well,
I've been too silent.
Listen, if I can't get Wi-Fi, I'm panicking that I'm going to lose 1,000 followers. I can't post anything today.
Can't post anything.
But I mean, yeah, I think you've got to keep dreaming, no matter how. I think that's what keeps us in it. That's what keeps us doing it. Because no matter how stressful it gets, no matter how many knocks and rejections, which we inevitably encounter, it's the dream, innit? It's the dream.
And
that
I think
keeps
it's
us going.
always, I love that. I always find like I am massively into like, the universe and things happening for a reason and the balance of the universe.
I am massively into the universe.
I am into
that's a soundbite.
The universe. But like the power of the universe, and like I find that often when you really, really get knocked back and you're down, it's only a matter of days until someone else comes banging at the door and suddenly you're back in the game. You're excited again.
I love that. So, another episode done. We've got one more, haven't we?
One to go. Oh, I'm going to be sad when we finish.
I think these guys will be just glad that we've stopped talking.
Rest your ears, kids.
But let us know, as always, we have loved hearing from you guys throughout this whole process. So please let us know if there's anything else you want to hear us chatting about, or if you've got any comments, or let us know your karaoke stories.
Yes. What
Everyone's
is your
got one.
go-to karaoke song? That's what I want to know.
Don't forget, we're both independent musicians, and you can check us out at Kezia Gill Music.
And Jade Helliwell.
And we will see you next week.
See you later.
Thank you so much for listening.
If you have enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to hit subscribe and follow us on social media.